I like opposition because I've always been in opposition before. I love it. It gives me a lot of energy. People abuse me and all this, this type of banters they do.
Now let's talk about Deji Adeyanju.
Well, I don't know the details, the real details of why they are holding him now.
Who is in Asurok? President Muhammadu Buhari, Jubilee of Sudan.
It is the insanity that brought about the Jubilee story. It's the insanity that is now pushing them to think that somebody is not Buhari that is there to keep their insanity.
With less than 50 days to general elections come 2019, the political space is gaining momentum with opposition parties at loggerhead for the #1 seat in the country. Today on the program, we will be hitting the nail on the head with the spokesperson of the Buhari campaign organization, Festus Keyamo. You're very much welcome. Now, without wasting so much time, the People's Democratic Party has come out to state that the Buhari-led administration is turning Nigeria into a police state by basically going after opponents, people that are against the re-election bid of the president. Now, with the cases of Dino Melaye and Deji Adeyanju, how do you react to this?
Well, I think it is not right to make sweeping statements. The PDP has been engaged in this for some time now in the last few months because it appears to me they are running out of ideas. So what they do is to make very sweeping statements, highfalutin words and scaremongering tactics without going to the specifics. So I disagree with them. I disagree with that assertion that Nigeria is a police state because nobody is being held right now without being charged to courts. I can assure you. If they give somebody a letter in July, a letter of invitation in July, I think it's a credit to the police that the police was patient enough and to give the person enough time to respond to that letter. And I think we should not be unnecessarily emotive over these matters. We should look at the facts of the matter. For instance, in the case of Dino Melaye, you understand and you saw pictures that a police sergeant or police officer was shot by his thugs, allegedly on his orders. Now that is yet to be proven by a court of law. And he was simply invited to come and make a statement. I mean, we are talking about somebody who is lying in the hospital now, critically ill, bullet lodged in his body, and somebody was responsible for this. It is wrong what we are doing in this country right now. It is very wrong. And we are teaching our citizens some really bad conduct. I mean, especially public officers. These are public officers who say that, who complain at times, albeit wrongly though, that the president does not respect the rule of law. And they just can't subject themselves to the law. I mean, nobody is above the law. We have said that 100 times over again. But, it will appear like a cliche now if you keep saying it, but that is the reality of the situation. Can we spare a thought for that person who is lying critically ill in the hospital bed?
Now, let's talk about Deji Adeyanju.
Well, I don't know the details, the real details of why they are holding him now. But I have told the police, and I was the one that made the judgment available to the police. I defended Deji Adeyanju free of charge. And I defended Deji Adeyanju from 2005 to 2009. And I was shuttling Lagos Kano. That was how committed I was to that case. The elder brother came to me in Lagos, as a practitioner in Lagos one night. I didn't know them from Adam. I never knew who they were before. But he came to explain to me his situation, poor students in BUK, accused of murder wrongly, like they said at that time and all that. And, I'd always been committed to defend students all over the country. That's my orientation, that's my training till today, till tomorrow, till next tomorrow. And once I hear you are a student and I'm within my capacity, I'll defend you free of charge. So I picked up my law books and I began to shuttle. In fact, the first few flight I took from Lagos to Kano was from my pocket. That was how committed I was to defending him. And we went through the whole hug, 4.5 years. He was adjudged not guilty. And, he was discharged and acquitted along with other people. There were other accused persons, in the trial. And then since then, he had remained a very, very, close friend. And I always encourage him to tell you that, this whole thing about, activism or no activism and all of that, really, we first met again, during this Chatham House protest 2015. And, he was for the PDP. He came to protest in Chatham House in London along the PDP people against my candidate then, Buhari. Buhari was opposition candidate. So he was representing PDP and, Goodluck Jonathan. So that was when I knew him as a PDP, supporter. And then I said, Deji, what are you doing here in front of Chatham House? He said, well, they came to pray against us. So we laughed over it. I said, okay, let's do it together, that type of thing. So it's always been a healthy, relationship. And each time, he does any protest and all that, I will call him and, he will come and encourage him. I like opposition because I've always been in opposition before over the years. And, I know what it means, so I like it healthy. I love it. That's why you can see that on Facebook, on Twitter, I don't reply anybody. You can abuse my father, I don't reply. I just love it. I love it. It gives me a lot of energy. People abuse me and all this, this type of banters they do on social media. So I used to encourage him even what he's doing. I always told him, keep it decent, keep it, facts and all of that. So when he was arrested, I sent the judgment to the police. I was alarmed. I said, what's this problem now? What are you doing? So that day I called the police. I called the authorities. I said, it is wrong. I mean, this boy has been discharged and acquitted. You can't do that. The elder brother came here, friends came here. I made the judgment available to them, the record of proceedings. I said, go and give to the police. This is wrong what they're doing. And then they took him to Kano. And I hear they are profiling another charge, not the murder charge, another charge. And I'm here to see I'm here to see the charge sheet because all I'm here is hearsay.
Okay.
And I've said to
said that they don't have jurisdiction to try that matter.
But that's the normal procedure. Once they charge you to a magistrate, they call it holding charge. And there's been this argument back and forth among lawyers whether holding charges are constitutional or not. But once they charge you to a magistrate court, a holding charge, you will be remanded. The magistrate court has no jurisdiction over such offences, but they will not let you go. They will remand you until the High Court is prepared to now do your matter.
On to our very next question.
Yes.
This has been, everybody would tell you that when it happened, it got international momentum and all of that. But then I would want to ask you on the spot right now, who is in Asurok? President Muhammadu Buhari or Jubilee of Sudan?
In the United States, some people hated Donald Trump so much during the elections that when he won, they couldn't live with it. So what they did was that they now formed what they call a virtual office in their homes, in their computers. They created the White House and put Hillary Clinton inside the White House every morning. So every morning before they go to work, they'll just, operate the computer and see Hillary Clinton inside the White House. They say, oh, this is my president in the White House. They just can't live with the fact that Donald Trump is in the White House. So they now did that to also make to keep their sanity. To keep their sanity, they had to do that every morning. They couldn't imagine Donald Trump being in the White House. This is what is happening with the Jubilee thing. These people they have gone insane that Buhari is still alive. They concluded he was going to die. That he wasn't going to come back from the medical vacation. So when he came back, they wanted to run insane. It is the insanity that brought about the Jubilee story. It's the insanity that is now pushing them to think that somebody is not Buhari that is there to keep their insanity.
Moving along, we're talking about now the wife of the president. That statement that she made, about 2-3 persons controlling a cabal of some sort, controlling the government, and that in effect making, her husband not being able to do the work like he should do this work. Now, could you give us an insight? The president has come out to say that it is her business, but that is not a definitive dismissal of such a statement, especially from a spouse.
The president told you, first of all, and I apologize if 1 or 2 persons within government don't like this, but the president told us, first of all, that the type of interfering first ladies we saw in the past, the kind of first ladies we've had to do in the past, where you go to the villa, the first lady picks a ticket, give people governorship tickets, senator tickets. All kinds of stories we heard about first ladies before, interfering even in government, removing heads of departments, changing ministers, doing all kinds of things. Okay. We must first of all applaud that the president has kept his promise. He has kept his promise. That first of all, what the woman is saying, my mother of the nation, my first lady who I like so much, is saying that first of all, you should understand that perhaps her influence in government is a bit limited. And so you should understand that perhaps if we agree that the president is trying to keep government away from the home, then the government, then you should understand that you should take the word of the president more in terms of how he runs his government than the criticisms you hear even from within the family. So that's God. The president has come out to say, look, tell me one example of anybody who influenced my decision. That's what the president said. And so I think we should believe the president more. What the president is telling you, that nobody influences his decision. I'm in firm control of my government. He's even telling you that my wife does not dictate to me. That's what he means. I'm in firm control of my government. Burden of proof has shifted now. The president knows what they call law. It's burden of proof. He said, show me. So he has shifted the burden of proof. We are waiting. Those who are accusing you should now say, you wanted to take this decision, you took this. Because one cabal said this. Abi? We are waiting till now. No reply. No, they call it burden of proof. You are the one alleging. You must prove. You are the one saying they control. So you now say it was this decision, so and so. You wanted to do this. That no, they now change his mind. Abi? So who is alleging must prove.
Okay, talking about this last statement, who is alleging must prove.
Must prove.
You made a statement yesterday, and in that statement, I remember that was towards the end of the statement. In your words, you said this is the obtained time that you're asking Atiku to display his tax records from 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Yes.
Now, you be the one alleging
the
burden of proof. In that period, ironically, Atiku was holding the broom of the APC. So why now?
It's only when there's a time for you to file your papers that they will have questions. Now it is time to file for nominations. And the thing is everywhere in the paper. You saw those people who went to court on. I followed the case. He now produced only his 2018 tax. And he said he paid for 2015, 2017, 20. He now produced. So there's evidence. It's everywhere on the internet. He produced only one, 2018. Reflecting 2017. Where are the other ones? None. This is like an example of people who come to church every Sunday. Armed robbers, thieves, prostitutes, they all stream into the church. You must welcome them. You can't close the door against anybody. The Nigerian constitution says that your party ticket, your party constitution must be open to all Nigerians of all creed and color and all persuasions. In fact, if you put any clause in your constitution says certain people are not allowed to enter my party, you will not be registered by INEC. Do you understand me? You will not be registered. So this whole thing that people say all the time, that people come into your party, all kinds of bad people, you can't do anything about it. You can't even, I can't stop an armed robber now going to say campaign, vote for Buhari. As far as I'm concerned, I want more votes. Okay. But when that armed robber prostitute wants to now climb the pulpits and say, I want to hold, they say, no, not so fast. Oh, no. We allow you to enter the church, but you can't hold the microphone here. You will spoil the church. And that's what's going on. So when people say we praise Atiku in past, oh yes, it came like another person. But don't forget that because a party of high ethics, because of the leadership of the party knew what they were doing, he didn't even come second. He came third in the 2015 primaries, 2014 primaries. He came third. They knew they couldn't give him that ticket. They knew his past. They knew his record. They knew we could not market him. We could have lost that election if we failed that Atiku.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. When the vice presidential debate, went on, everyone, was keyed in, and then the back and forth that happened.
I was on the front row.
You were. A day after, we saw the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, commending his vice, and then coming out to say that he cannot wait, for the presidential election, and that seemed like an open challenge to President Muhammadu Buhari. So let me just ask you this point. Blank question. Will President Muhammadu Buhari be a part of presidential?
Before we go there, don't just throw that shot and run away. Did you see the fact check the next day by all the major newspapers, Premium Times, Cable News?
The fact check. Did they see?
That 5% were lies.
I like how we're not talking about the vice president.
Away from that now.
That's not the conversation.
Talk about that one first. He lied. Like 5% lies. He was open eye and telling lies to camera.
Okay, but we're not talking about the vice president.
Why don't we talk about it?
Let's find out. If we find out,
we're talking China, all lies. We'll make that decision very soon, depending on the rules they set. For instance, let me make everybody clear. In that debate, I complained after They packed PDP people in that hall. They packed PDP people in that hall. Because we had no chance to decide who were the audience, who were inviting, who were not inviting. I'm sorry, I apologize to the organizer, but I told them, I'm saying this on camera, but I complained that you did not let us to know, you did not give us equal chance to put our supporters in that hall, and that's not the way to organize certain things. I complained, and they know. So if these rules, ground rules are not clearly set, I will not advise. I'm talking of my own, no. I'm talking of my own, but the campaign council will meet and take a decision on this matter. But I want to be clear, I want transparency, equity, and equality going into that. So that you don't pack people in the hall and deceive us that you are bringing NGOs. And after they started shouting PDP power in the hall. So fair.
And now that is one place for us to call it a wrap. Thank you very much. It has been enlightening having this conversation with you. You just heard it from the spokesperson of the Buhari campaign organization. Now he has addressed issues in you take that decision. Do follow our social media handles as displayed on your screen. Bye for now.